Hello and welcome to DAK's Machine Safety Services presentation. My name is Chris Georges and I'm here to present you our new service called DAK Interact, where we are providing a bit more of an interactive experience when it comes to machine safety learnings and trainings. In today's presentation, we're going to go over an overview of what are the advantages of PC and VR interactive trainings, and as well where would one be more of value over the other. DAK's been in business now for over close to 3 years in regards to performing machine safety services, from trainings to risk assessments to turnkey integrations. And one of our newest services that we are providing right now is called Interact, which is basically providing an immersive way to allow personnel and engineers to interact with equipment that are of higher risks. So these trainings are customized and require extensive work from our end in order to ensure that the experience is as user-friendly as possible to the personnel. The first step we usually start with whenever we're doing a DAK Interact project is we are usually developing a 3D model of the equipment by taking basically the electrical disconnects, the pneumatic disconnects, the components, devices being used on the machine, whether it is RFID, trap keys here, e-stop buttons, push buttons, interlocks, gates, and redesign basically the full 3D model of the equipment, just so this way at least we can then create an interactive version for it. This is a control panel, which serves helpful in our validation section, where we would basically draw every single 3D label and every component on the in the panel that would be needed, whether it's a safety force-guided relay here in this case, circuit breakers, safety controllers, and others. So going back to our presentation, the value for PC and VR training is having data in real time. So whether the personnel were trained, your documentation goes in real time, it's sent to your LMS in any format you want, whether it's CSV or any other, whether the person passed their trainings or not, be able to standardize the trainings, to basically have the step-by-step guidance throughout the whole corporate approach. You can as well be able to have multiple languages. So if you have personnel that speak Spanish, Polish, French, Arabic, or any other languages, then it's easy to add the narrative experience to be in a different interactive language. So our first experience here that I'm going to share is going to be our PC-based training. So in the PC-based training, basically all you are using is a mouse and a keyboard. So the nice thing about it is you're just using the cursor and the keys to move forward. This type of training takes you over the lockout tagout experience for the roll stand, which is a machine that makes envelopes, and takes you through the lock aspect of it, where your disconnects are located, whether it's electrical, pneumatic, and the process of how to lock out the machine from the stopping part to the verification at the end. So we're going to start by stopping the equipment by pressing the stop button here. And although I'm narrating this myself, but as you're going through the experience, it is via a web browser, and you'll be able to hear the audio and see the script as well on the bottom. So like right now, you won't be able to hear the machine running, but if you were using the PC version, you'll be able to hear the machine run. You'll be able to hear the audible, verbally someone telling you, okay, now it's go to the gate, unlock the gate, open up the gate. Whereas you currently are not hearing it, since my audio is coming over that at the moment. Now you have the green arrow that guides you always from step to step where you would need to go from the next step. So in case you get disoriented, then you'll always have that green arrow that guides you to the next step. This is your first electrical and pneumatic disconnect for the front, for the rear roll stand. And now the next step is to go to the front roll stand to be able to lock it out with the E2 and P2. And once you rotate it, your disconnect goes on there automatically. Your lock, goes on there automatically. And then you go back to the front of the panel to be able to verify by pressing the reset and by pressing the start. So once that step is performed, then basically you would be completed with the training. It tells you congratulations, you are done with the training aspect. Now the next part for it is the qualification. In the qualification section, what we're gonna do is we're gonna not give any guidance whatsoever, not to tell them where to go, what the next step is. Basically the person has to go straight, know that they need to press the stop button first, and then be able to remove the RFID trap key and then unlock the door before they open up the door. Now oftentimes we get asked, why do people have to unlock the door for a lockout? That's not the case. In this specific example, the maintenance person is working inside the machine, and this is a guard locking switch. So if they do lock out the power before they open up the door will remain locked. So in order to actually be able to perform their task inside the machine, they will need to first open up the door before they de-energize the equipment, in order to ensure that the gate is open by the time they get close to it to perform the task. So that's kind of just the background of it, but again, every process can be changed. Every customer's and task is different from application to application, and that can as well be changed. So this is really the qualification part. So where you get a score, you get a person's name, you can send that to your LMS system. Now, the other part is that we have here, all our experiences are available in both English and in Spanish. So you can click on EN or yes, or even as well, we can add various other languages. So this is for the alternative control measure. In this case, we're explaining in Spanish how to perform a splice on the same machine. So when the person removes the RFID trap key here and unlocks the door, basically it prevents the knife from actuating and it prevents the hoist from operating, but the roller will still be able to rotate and run. So basically once you unlock the door here, it will ask you to go to the front door and open up the door. And that's, again, you're going to hear the person talk in Spanish as well. If you have that set up in Spanish, you go inside. It tells you the first step here is to move the actual tape on the bottom of the roll, which you click on it and it removes it. Next step is to activate the vacuum pump by clicking the button. And then you activate the blue roller vacuum by pressing that, and then by pressing the green, and then by pressing the tape. Then you put this double-sided tape on both sides of the paper. And then you need to lift the black knob to load it in. This is setting up the splice to allow the roller to switch from the top roll, who's about to get empty, to the bottom roll, which is a full roll. Once you feed it in, you close it back up, and then you get back outside of the machine. And then you are able to close the door, put the RFID trap key back in place, lock the door back up, and then reset your safety circuit. So that's basically your alternative control measure step, and this is basically takes you through the ACM. Our next interactive experience is through a VR headset. So this is not a PC-based version, this is our VR headset. In this case, we are opening up the electrical panel to perform a functional test on the e-stop. And part of our functional test is looking to make sure that all our devices are reacting correctly. So when I press the e-stop, am I seeing the force guided relay lights turn off? And that's the reason why we have the access to the panel. And the nice thing with the VR is we have functional experience tests, as you see here with the recordings. Let me go back up a little bit. So you see we have basically part 1, 2, and 3. Part 1 is our functional test. Part 1 is our visual test, part 2 is our functional test, and part 3 is our forced failure test. So this is what we're going to be doing now, is forced failure. So basically it's ask us to go to channel 1, channel 2, put a jumper between channel 1 and channel 2. It's going to give us a wire, we're going to have to place it in between, we're going to have to open up the panel. But nice thing about it is our panel is low voltage, 24 volts. So nice thing about it is we're able to do these trainings without exposing people to dangers, whether it's in real world or not, right? So we are ensuring that the safety is done correctly. So this ruler, we have it right there just for measurement reasons, because we have to check whether some devices are the proper height from the floor, whether it's our disconnects or other components. So this is, again, one of our more technical trainings, but as well we have other types of trainings that are a lot less technical. So we have, for example, our PPE, plant for evacuation trainings. This takes you through the proper implementation and use of the PPEs by selecting the proper PPE. If you have a food plant floor industry, of course, you will need to look at requirements for metal detectable hygienic pens and safety hats and beard nets as well. If you have more stringent requirements as well, that would be as well specified. In this next step here, we're going to go with our Spanish section, just so this way we can see the differentiation between English and Spanish, and then you'll be able to as well realize the differences here. And our next step is we do as well have a fire evacuation. We do as well have one that is we're coming up with. It's called active shooting as well for trainings. So there's a few versions coming out of it. If you have any questions, if you're interested in demo, if you want more information, here's our contact information. We'll be happy to assist you further. Thank you.